Hey everybody, Sean here, and I hope you're doing well. How soon until Jesus returns? Well, obviously nobody can give a date because Matthew 24 tells us that nobody knows the day or hour. But today we'll look at some things that indicate we may be closer than we think. We're told in Matthew 24 that we'll hear of wars and rumors of war. We've been hearing about this throughout the centuries, although now things are pretty extreme. We have the fight with the bear country going on right now, and things are heating up more than ever. We've got the China-Taiwan predicament. China is stressed out at its ties with Russia and fears making the U.S. mad. There's the ongoing conflict within Israel, not to mention the Iranian concern, and there seems to be civil unrest worldwide in many countries. And with technology today, this is a very serious thing. Vladimir has even made talking about the situation in certain terms punishable with jail time. Matthew 24 goes on to speak about nations against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms, along with famines and earthquakes. Once again, these things have been going on for centuries, yet do seem to be increasing. And then Jesus tells us that these are the beginning of birth pains. It's fascinating that he used this example, because as anyone that's given birth knows, the birth pains or contractions get stronger and more frequent until the baby is born. And in context, this is all in relation to Christ returning. A weekly video I enjoy is Prophecy Update with John Haller from Fellowship Bible Chapel. I think he's great at discerning things happening in the world in relation to the return of Christ. In this video, he gave a good example of exponential growth, and like with increasing birth pains, how things can accelerate very quickly. He speaks about Yankee Stadium and how long it would take to fill it with water using an eyedropper. You start with 1 drop, and then every minute you double it. So the second minute you add 2 drops, the third minute you add 4 drops, the fourth minute you add 8 drops, and so on. So the question is, how long would it take to fill up Yankee Stadium with water? The answer is less than 50 minutes. So let's say that at 49 minutes it fills up, but just 1 minute earlier it was only half full. A minute before that it was only a quarter full. The point is that just like with birth pains increasing faster and faster, so will the signs and prophecies mentioned in the Bible. And even things mentioned in the opening of the first 4 seals, like hyperinflation. My electricity here in the Philippines went from about $4,000 a month to $7,000 a month, just like that. Another site I enjoy for seeing what's going on in the world in relation to the Bible and prophecy is Mike with On Point Preparedness. In this recent video here, he spoke of some crazy stats around the world, like how Germany's energy costs suddenly went through the roof. Like, look at that. That's crazy. We can see here that France's cost is even higher, 30 times the average price. That's nuts. Britain expecting to see an 80% increase. We see stores in Rome having to turn off lights because of a 500% increase, and even turning off the refrigerators because it's costing too much. This poor lady in England here saw her electricity go from £10,000 to £64,000 a year and will most likely have to close. And he continues with other examples of what's happening to many people. Bangladesh is out of control and protesting, and you can watch more on his channel to get the full stories. But we can see this is happening in Pakistan. There's protests in Argentina going on. This is going on in Lebanon. Haiti's going through their troubles. And because of lockdowns in China, we see people panic buying food because apparently they were told before that they'd be brought food, but never were. So now, them and many places are on the verge of some serious civil unrest. This is all just crazy. So with all this going on, not to mention the Pope's latest command to transfer all money to the Vatican Bank, and some of the crazy things Biden said in this video on Nelson Waters' channel, I think, as his title says, something huge is about to happen. Maybe not Christ's return quite yet, but things do seem to be accelerating worldwide faster than we may think. So with that being said, preach the gospel while we still can, because things are going to get increasingly harder to do so. Anyhow, If you have your own thoughts, please leave those in the comments below. And until next time, take care and God bless.